off with showing you some work that I have done in the past. And cake decorating is basically an art form of me. And when I say that, I mean when I do a cake, if I've not been given a specific theme or a specific task to do, I just go with it. And I like to design my own design. So first of all, I want to show you, this is a basic 2-layer, and it's going to be thinner. I made a thinner one to make it quicker on decorating for you guys. Normally it would be double this in height, but you want to start first by leveling your cake. And I went ahead and did the first one, and this is my kids' favorite part because they can eat this part right here. But you take the knife, and I'm going to show you on this one. When you get ready, you level it, and you want to have both your sides leveled. And I've been doing this for 15 years, so it's been a long time for me. One of the things that I want to show you, some little cheat sheets if you ever have to do, is to fill an icing bag. It's hard to hold it. If you have a large glass, a large container, you can stick your icing bag in. Now this is a special icing bag. This is a 16-inch icing bag that I use, and it has this big tip, and this big tip is, it's for specifically this purpose. You want to lay your icing in, and it makes it spread really easy. Now my icing has been in the refrigerator all day. I usually like to let it set a little bit. You don't have to be very neat because you're going to just spread it out anyway. Different spatulas that you can use. I have 3 different kinds. This is my favorite. This is my baby. If it disappears from my kitchen, I go frantic. It comes in the silicone also, and then the straight edge. I don't like the straight edge. It's preference. It's whichever you guys want to use. I prefer this one. And you need your turntable. You will basically just slap the icing in. This doesn't have to be neat at all. You can also fill with puddings. You can fill with anything, fruits, anything to try to make it healthier. So that's your first layer, and I usually have a or a plate to set it on. And oh, my cake just ripped, but that's okay. If your cake rips, this is a good lesson to show you. If your cake rips, you can piece it together, and I'll show you how. Okay, you want to level the cake, and I usually have a big workspace. I'm sorry, guys. You want to level the cake, and you're basically just taking off the top layer just to make it level. And this little doohickey, I don't know what it's called. I don't use them, but you can if you need it for help. It helps guide on your cake. Like I said, I don't use it. I've done it enough I can eyeball it that I don't have to worry about it. So, and then and I'm not normally this messy. This is where you can piece back the pieces that you broke. And this is, like I said, just stick it in there because you're going to put icing on it anyway, and it isn't going to matter. So you're not even going to know that happened. What I would suggest next is you get that big icing tip out, and if you guys have any questions during the thing, I've done wedding cakes, I've done divorce cakes, I've done divorce cakes.
You're a little late, Maria.
I have done wedding, divorce, baby shower, reveal, you name it. I've about
Second
done
birthday.
it.
Remember Aiden's Elmo cake?
Yeah. I did Aiden's Elmo cake. This icing tip, I love it because see how it leaves an even amount of icing all the way around, and you have to refill every now and then. Sorry. This is the I think this part here is the worst part of all because this is the tedious time that you have to. The biggest cake I've made, it's on front. It's a 6-tier princess cake. You see that? Air bubbles. That happens a lot too. You get air bubbles.
Yeah, I like
that was a wedding cake I did for someone in Richmond. The one cake that has the red, white, and black, that was the first wedding cake I ever did. And that was fun. I was nervous. I was really nervous on that. Basic cake supplies to get started. What you will need is icing bags. You can get cheap ones like this from Walmart, Hobby Lobby. They're disposable. You can get that kind that's washable. I prefer the disposable because I'm too lazy to wash them. I don't like to wash them, so that's just what I do. And then you just want to, and I'm not gonna make this pretty because one of the designs I'm gonna show you today is how to do a basket weave. So for that, you don't have to have your icing completely level when you, and yeah, I do waste a lot of icing. But like I said, that's where my kids reap the benefits. So. Yeah. So anyway, but I just wanted to show you some other things that I have done. Roses, we're gonna make some roses, and I want to show you a basic trim for the cake. And when you do a basket weave, you don't have to do a trim, but I like to. And like I said, that's about it on that. So that's your basic. Let's see. Cake. I think when I first started making cakes was because my son, it was his birthday party, and we were just having a family started, didn't have a lot of money, couldn't really afford a cake, so I started making his birthday cake, and that's what set the whole thing in motion. And then from there I had people asking me for my recipes, and I did include with you the recipe I use for my icing, so it's there. And there's also a guide to different tips that you can use. But to do a basic basket weave, you want to start with this flat tip. I don't know what the number is. It's a 47, and it might be on your thing. You want to start with 2 lines, and it's kind of hard to see, but you'll start with 2 lines. And then from there, you just basically go every other one. And that will be your basket weave. And if you get like little, and then I'll do another line. And my hands are really greasy, so this bag is slipping out of my hands. I apologize. I'm not used to having the small bags. I got the wrong size. You just want to fill it in. And so forth. And it doesn't really take that long. It looks like it does. But if I had a wider cake, I could do it better. And it's hard to see. And like I said, I'm having trouble with this bag. You can turn the tip either way. I'm just showing you different techniques that you can do to. And I'm trying to do it from a different angle than what I normally do, so I'm sorry if it don't look that great. But I have a wider basket tip also that I can use. And but you get the gist of it. It looks nicer when I do it, like if I'm taking my time. And to do a basic rose, you need really stiff icing. I made this alone, so basically the same icing as what you would use for the cake, but you add extra powdered sugar. You need a rose now. And I start by making just it's like an oval. And then you just want to add your leaves from there. And like my icing is not acting like it wants. The humidity plays a big part in your icing, I'm telling you guys, because if you don't have good humidity, like I have to run the air conditioner in my house when I'm making wedding cakes. Yeah. And this is where your scissors come into play. You transfer them like that onto your cake.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and like, it's easier to do when you are trying to make them in bulk. So, and I like to make mine up ahead of time and freeze them. It's easier to transfer. So, anyone can do these. If you just go to Hobby Lobby, Walmart, get your basic supplies, and I think for this one, like I said, I did red, white, and blue marble. Make it easier for the visual so you guys can see it. The only thing that I say, if you're going to use a lot of red gets kind of bitter. So, but anyway, does anybody have any questions?